This is where we were last time. The code executed, but we weren't able to get or enter the value of A. So I went back to my friend Google after class and searched as to what happened. It's a VS CodeRunner thing. So you can go to, I believe, extensions. Is it under Go? Extensions. It's in View. And you select CodeRunner, your extension. Now this is if you are using VS Code. If you're not using VS Code, do your thing. So extension settings. Now it's got a whole lot of settings, but for now I have enabled clear previous output. That's default. The others we can do as we go. Right there is a setting called Run in Terminal. So do Run in Terminal. When you do that, it will automatically use the terminal that is integrated with VS Code. Now, okay, I have to go back. So close, close, go to View, Extensions, CodeRunner, the gear, extension settings, and scroll down or search Run in Terminal and check so that it runs in terminal. Are we set? So that's the default terminal that Linux has. Yours is probably, if you're using Windows, it is PowerShell, or just Shell. I think it is PowerShell in newer machines. Mac, it's a regular terminal, just like Linux. When we use the terminal, the output will be to terminal. But since it is within VS Code, you should also be able to go to debug and see if something is going on with the program. But since we're using terminal, it will show up in terminal. Are we clear? Good. Okay. Now before we move on, go to View. Okay, everything is up now. Last time I was showing in my system, this is where we ended. You can go to an appropriate folder. So in my case, it is SDA. That's the device name. No. Okay. You can, all I'm doing is going one folder at a time, even though I should have simply gone directly to the directory link. I'm doing this for you. There is my file from last time, which is 08312022.cpp. As I mentioned last time, Windows, // and location in PowerShell. If you have the compiler installed, I can simply do G++, the input file, output file, I'll just call it OP. That would actually give me an output file, and there is the output file, that is your executable. So as I mentioned at the very first day of classes, C++ is a compiled language, and it is compiled and used because of portability. You can move from one operating system to another. Python are their interpreted languages. So what you have up there, OP, is an executable. In Windows, you simply have an exe file. If I don't specify -o, nothing's going to happen. I can also use GCC, that's another compiler. And GCC isn't happy with some of the stuff that I wrote, but G++ is fine. So I'm using G++ by default because GCC had troubles for some reason, and I did not have time to debug. So that's how you run using terminal. But yes.
When you don't do the -o, it puts it into A.out.
But yeah, oh, that's right. By default, it's the file A, yeah, A.out. That is correct. Windows, I believe it's A2, or it could be the file name .exe. You can try it. So that is code from last time. We ran it, it executed, but we weren't able to enter the value for A. Before I do that, here is a question. Can I do an end-L with cin? In other words, can I do that? Think first, then type it and see what happens. Think. Can we? Is it going to work? Chris is saying no. So now go ahead and type it and see if it works. So I'm expecting an error. So Control-Alt-N. Whole bunch of issues, and it points to input stream. So something is wrong with the input stream. C++ uses IO stream. The I stands for input, O stands for output. The IO stream preprocessor directive has all functions needed for both input as well as output. I stream, one direction, in input only. So the issue is right here. STD, the end-all can only be used with cout, not with cin. So if you want a new line after cin, oftentimes it is best to have a new line. You have to do std cout. You can either use \n, or you could use end-all. I'm just going to use \n. I'm going to start with \n as well. So now we have everything spaced out, and there's the terminal, and it says enter a value for variable A. Give me a number.
59.
59. That's it, because we did not perform any of the operation. All we did is we wanted a number, for A, and we got 59. It is stored in the memory. The moment I close this, it's going to go away. Good.